All right, this is a letter from Schaeffer Cox a couple of years ago from Marion Prison to, or I guess it's to everyone, but it's about Hillary Clinton. I was told it's very applicable to today, and let's just read it. From Schaeffer Cox, dear everyone, I just heard Hillary Clinton campaigning and talking up her new book, Hard Choices, which can also be read as I'm about to do some ugly things to you people. This is what she had to say about not the Second Amendment itself, but the people who believe in it. We can't let a minority of people, and that's what it is, it's a minority, we can't let them hold a viewpoint that terrorizes the rest of the population. She didn't say we can't allow crimes. She didn't even say we can't allow guns.
It sounds like she's the terror.
Yeah. She said we can't allow people to hold a certain viewpoint.
Thought crime.
She actually said it, and she actually believes it. It's right there. Thought crime and the thought police have arrived. My wife called it exactly perfectly this morning.
She's the terrorizer.
Yeah. In typical backwards fashion, it is loyalty to the law. As written in the U.S. Constitution, that is now considered a thought crime, and that she equates to terrorism. They don't need to take away your guns if they can take away your freedom of thought. If they tried to abolish the Second Amendment outright, there would be a revolution. But so far, they've had very little pushback on outlawing thinking about the Second Amendment. Right now, there's some self-deluded chump out there who read the last sentence and thought, oh humbug, don't be sensational. That'll never happen. Outlaw thinking about the Second Amendment? Ho ho, you're worried about nothing. Consider this. I'm sitting on the concrete floor of a 6x9 darkened cell wearing nothing but a pair of raggedy old boxes hold together with strips of torn bed sheets. I'm writing this with 1-inch pencil that I sharpened by rubbing on a rough floor. In January 2013, I was sentenced to 27 years of this living hell by a judge and prosecutor who admit that my only crime was believing in the Second Amendment and the original Constitution. I didn't even act on those beliefs. They simply argued that someday I could if I wanted to. That was all it took for them to orphan my children, widow my wife, and send me to this dungeon for political prisoners run by the Department of Homeland Security. I didn't do anything. But here I am. And unless we stop them, I'm just the first of many. Don't say it'll never happen. It already has. Pelosi and Reid aren't going to introduce a thought crime bill in Congress so it can be picked apart and sunk by sensible people. That's not how it works. What they do... Sorry, I lost my spot. Hold on. What they do is have people like Hillary dialed up the rhetoric while Attorney General Holder goes out with his minions to fabricate cases specifically designed to set Second Amendment thought crime precedent at the circuit court level. Abortion wasn't legalized through legislation. It was legalized through precedent in the court. We've had it 40 years now, and we are about to get Second Amendment thought crime the same way. My case is the first of its kind. It was upheld. There will be nothing standing between Second Amendment supporters and the prison DHS has built for you. If, on the other hand, it is reversed and the Ninth Circuit gives a sound rebuke to the FBI and the U.S. Attorney, it will be a major setback for the out-of-touch, power-crazed federal supremacist hate group that runs Washington, D.C. and wants to take our liberty away. This case is winnable. It's been winnable all along. But up to this point, the outrageous actions of the feds have gone completely unchallenged due to my either incompetent or complacent attorneys. I had an amazing libertarian attorney named Robert John. He represented me in state court and we won. But the feds bankrupted me and my family, so now we can't afford a good attorney to handle the federal case. The U.S. Attorney knows this and has been quietly railroading us with little or no resistance. Once this case is finalized, it's going to be open season on everyone who shares our constitutional Second Amendment values, regardless of whether you committed an actual crime or not. United States versus Cox will be cited by draconian prosecutors all over the United States as they send droves of wholesome, patriotic Americans to prison. I don't want my case and my name to be synonymous with opening the floodgates of tyranny on my countrymen. And that's right where we're headed if we can't get an honorable, hard-working attorney on this case. Good attorneys aren't cheap, but compared to the hundreds of millions of dollars we've spent defeating gun control bills and lobbying Congress, the cost of a top-notch appellate attorney for a few months is pocket change, but we still don't have it. Of course I don't want to live in this cage. Of course I want to be there for my little children, but this case is way bigger than one family. The outcome of this case is going to directly affect millions of Americans in either a good way or a bad way. Because of this, I'm asking you to make a donation that is equal for how much value your liberty, your country, and your way of life. I'm also asking you to use whatever connections or contacts you have to help us locate attorneys, investigators, and other legal professionals who are willing to get in on this case and help out. It's rare to see a case of this magnitude and significance. Your donation of money or other assistance will enable us to push back this intrusion into American liberty. The court deadline is approaching, so now's our chance to make a lot of difference for not a lot of money. I'm telling you, when they finish me, they're coming for you. But we can stop them before they get that far, if we act now. Go to freeschaeffercox.com to do your part. Lex Rex Schaeffer. Man, he knows how to write a powerful letter. I give him that. All right. Well, he told me he needs money donated to his commissary account about 3 or 4 days ago, and this was written 2 years ago. So, wow. Just pray to God and write Schaeffer Cox a letter in prison, and try to communicate with him yourself.